familiar with the northeast side of Oklahoma City, you would know there are a lot of abandoned buildings, homes, businesses, and churches. And this Photovoice project is documenting that in photographs. Dr. Harris, tell me a little bit about this project because I don't know if I know exactly what this is for.
Sure. It's we call it a Photovoice project, which Photovoice is it's intended to have people get out into their neighborhoods with a camera and a critical eye, taking pictures of their everyday life. And the end result is for them to reflect together on what those images mean, but also to tell truth to policymakers. And so right now, tonight, the women have spent basically all summer taking these pictures and then gathering, and they would discuss each picture individually. What does it mean to me? What does it mean to us? What's happening here? And now this is the culmination. So we've invited the public tonight. We've invited local policymakers. And the end result is we hope that people in the region can learn, right? Because pictures teach. And so they can learn about what life is like in the neighborhoods, the really fantastic things, but also some challenging things, but also through the lens, through the perception of these women.
And I personally love this because I live on the northeast side. Like I live off of 8th Street. So some of these photos are images of places that are right by my home. So I love that you all are doing this. I saw a quote that said, if this was happening in another neighborhood, would this, be okay? How do you feel about that?
That's a sentiment, that's an idea that came up repeatedly, is that, I want to take this picture because I just don't think this happens in other neighborhoods. And so I think that's something we kept coming back to. And I think it's that's part of that truth to power bit that, you can go to a public meeting, you can go talk to a city council person or the leader of a local nonprofit and say, this is happening, but here's a picture of it.
You're one of the photographers of this event. What was your goal of, taking these pictures of the East Side? What were you trying to achieve?
Mainly to expose what is on the East Side that many people probably don't know, because I think a lot of folks may not go to the East Side if they've moved out or if they don't live in Northeast Oklahoma City. So there's a lot that needs to be exposed. There's a lot of change that needs to take place.
The photos that we're standing in front of right here, these are your photos. What made you take pictures of these specific things?
Well, actually, one of my students from my after-school program, the after-school spot, took me back here to the Northeast Academy Stadium, and she wanted me to see firsthand how dilapidated their stadium was and unkept, and how they were still utilizing this property for stomp practices, football practices, any practices that they wanted to have. They were practicing amongst all this trash and overgrown trees. And so I was outraged. And in response to that, I challenged the community to come out and help me on August 13th to clean this up. And so she definitely inspired me to make a difference for them at that school, and this is why we took those pictures.
Now, if anybody's watching this and they want to get involved with helping clean up any part of northeast side of Oklahoma City, specifically, Northeast High School, what can they do to help if they want to just clean up? What can they do?
Just go back there. If you see a piece of trash on the ground, just pick it up. That's all you have to do. That's all we did on that day. We had a second cleanup on September the 17th. Went back there. People had started dumping again. We just went back there and started cleaning up again. So it's just a community effort. If you see it, pick it up.
Well, y'all heard it here first. I'm Jillian Whitaker reporting for Better Black News, reminding you to be better.